The best performing image ad I have always seen is the one with one strong headline and one strong imagery. It's always the same template which is being followed across image ads. Now, for example, this one, which has a very strong visual and the text also very strong, which explains the visual. It's not explaining the same visual which is already seen. It says exactly reverse your graying with scientific solutions, not resolutions. It's not saying that within 60 days get this from white hair to black hair. That is already visible. So try to avoid whenever you're creating image ad to actually have the same kind of say, don't describe the visual, instead say more about what the visual is. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to create top performing image ad creative. Let's get started. Every high performing image ads follows this. First is one audience, one message and one product. If you see even in the example, it is catering to very specific audience for whom they want to reverse their graying. And it is specifically it is mentioning one product only, and the core message is that you can reverse your graying. So all those are very defined, and hence this ad works and works for a long time. Because this is not a sufficient condition, but this is a necessary condition to have any image ad to perform at a highest level and for a long time. One audience, one message and one product. So what are the elements of a good image ad? First is a scroll stopping visual. The visual itself should cause uneasiness in the minds of customer. If you're talking about a pain, exaggerate the pain. How can you zoom in, how can you zoom out, or how can you share the transformation in a visually appealing manner? That is when the scroll will stop. Otherwise, nobody will even read the best copy you have written on the creative because the visual is not good. Next, strong factual headline. It should exactly say what they can expect from this product. It should give a promise. Like for example, in the example which has been shown earlier, it is giving a promise that you can reverse your gray hair. So every good image ad also gives a promise of something can be done which you thought it might not have been. So that is a promise, and that promise is led with the product. Always don't exaggerate the promise, always make it under promising so that you over deliver on the product and customer repeat rate is high. So strong factual headline that reaffirms or breaks the belief entirely is what is required whenever you're creating a good image ad. Next, why factual? Why do you need a factually appealing thing is? Otherwise your ad will fall into good to be true, too good to be true and fail. For example, Ogilvy mentioned this, mentioned the famous headline, at 60 miles an hour, the loudest noise in the new Rolls Royce comes from electric clock. He is exactly saying that this is the least sound making car in the world. But he is not saying directly. He is saying he is comparing and creating a interesting manner, or creating a concoction in terms of how to compare and contrast which visual and how to write the copy. Why factual is, otherwise your ad will fall entirely if you don't make it interesting. You have to say the facts, but in an interesting manner to make the image ad appealing. This, for example, if we describe this, what is the factual thing it is trying to say? That you can reverse your gray hair. But it is saying in a very interesting manner, leading with an image. It is actually showing the transformation of the reversing the gray hair, which every customer who has gray hair wants to see. And it is also laying out that this is a scientific solution. This is not any magical stuff. This is a pure scientific solution. And since people believe the scientific solutions, so customers will be attracted to this to buy the product and try it. This is what an interesting manner. It is still saying the fact, which is reverse your gray hair, but in an interesting manner which reaffirms their belief or establishes more trust. Now, why is it saying just scientific solutions instead of saying a particular ingredient? Because science is something people tend to believe a lot, that if it is scientific, it must be true. Majority of people at least. So, if you can have, it has a halo effect. Since people believe in science, they also believe the scientific solutions which have been derived from science. These are the solutions. This is the product of science. So they try to believe this also and establishes a trust factor, creating a halo effect. Next, this one image ad. Here the fact is that this shirt or these tees keep you cool. That is what this image ad is saying. But what is the headline? The teas for 90-degree heat. It's creating a contrast, saying that people believe that in 90-degree heat there are no great teas, but this teas creates a contrast, saying that these teas are for 90-degree heat. They're not saying that these teas keep you cool. They're saying these teas are for 90-degree heat. Though they are saying the same message that these teas are very breathable and stuff like that. It's very interesting. Next, but how do you create one image ad that actually creates? In both the image ads, it's trying to create a contrast of what is there, what is possible, and what can be achieved. Here also, what is possible and what can be achieved. Here, what is possible? Teas keep you cool, and what can be achieved? You can wear teas even at a high temperatures. So how do you create one image ad like this? You need a strong painkiller messaging. What happens is people tend to bank on vitamin based messaging. There are two different kind of messaging. One is painkiller, one is vitamin. In painkiller messaging, you directly target the existing pain customer has. Otherwise, in vitamin based messaging, you try to prevent the pain that might come sometime for the customer. It is very hard to sell a vitamin. It's pretty easy to sell a painkiller. If I say that this will cure your acne and I have acne, you have got acne and I say this product will cure your acne, you are more likely to buy than saying that this cream will make sure the acne is, you don't have any acne in the future. Because future is uncertain. People don't want to think about that. So painkiller based messaging, which is currently, which they can relate to, works every time. Any good image ad has a good painkiller based messaging. Next, if you can compare in your creative, it creates a very interesting concoction so that people can understand what's going on and they expect a transformation. For example, we can say brighten your skin, or we can say reduce all your dark spots. Because reduce all your dark spots is more comparing and saying. Next, luxurious comfort can be said for a footwear brand, or we can also say release pressure and prevent foot pain. Because this is a vitamin based messaging, luxurious comfort and brighten your skin, whereas this is a pain based messaging. Next, improve your skin hydration. This is a sort of vitamin based messaging, but if I say eliminate dryness and flakiness, it's a very painkiller based messaging. So this is what needs to have whenever you're creating an image ad. Next, every good headline does two things. Either it serves a promise or it serves a transformation. The tea said 90-degree heat said a promise. Reversing grey hair was a transformation. Every good headline has these two parts. Either of them or both of them, based on whatever the headline is. You need a very strong visual. How do you come up with a strong visual? What could have been better? You look at the instances where each and every instance where the people are facing a problem. For example, if it's acne, I look at what is morning like for the person who has acne. What's the evening like? Then I say, what does he do when he's outside, inside? Like understand the routine and then pick up visuals where it is very prevalent that at this particular time if I pick up a visual, this will go well. Because otherwise, for example, they might have instances where if somebody has acne, they tend to prick it or they tend to look in the mirror. So those kind of visuals are very contrasting because it's very relatable. And can you create an image ad out of it, saying that like the visual is looking at or pricking the acne, and then the headline says cure your acne, like reduce your acne, whatever it is, like that. Then what? Always whenever you come across a good image ad, try to understand and build better, saying that what could have been better in this visual. For example, de-bloat in under 1 hour. They are promising something that you can de-bloat using these 3 benefits. They have also mentioned a social proof angle here. So I think the visual could be in terms of instead of showing the product could have been at the side, but they could have shown this one as a contrast, like the left image in the right image in the left, so that it shows de-bloat in under 1 hour. This visual could have been better this way. So try to think like that. Then strong visuals can be anything. So how do you develop strong visuals? Try to identify insecurities of dealing with the pain that your product solves. If your product solves for foot pain, then try to find out the insecurities, what people are not talking about but everyone feels the pain. Try to talk about that in your ad. Extreme always grabs attention. Either say completely 100% pain free or say full of pain. So those extremes always grab attention. So visuals which show the extreme. For example, this visual also shows the extreme from bloated to de-bloated. Next, transformation of before after always works, and large number of something, saying that if I show one product, it's fine. If I show hundreds of products in the background, it creates a grabbing attention. It's attention grabbing for the customers. Next, a zoomed in image of any product, like for example, acne we were discussing about. If I prick and if I show a zoomed in image of pricking, that creates a clear, good visual. So all these points can be used to create a good enhancing visual. Best ways I have found is look at Reddit and look at Reddit how people are describing their pain, what images are being attached to that pain, and then Google Images, saying that if you are into foot pain, you go to Google Images and find out what are the different types of images related to it. You'll get a lot of ideas. That is it. Thank you for watching.